Hey vinyl community, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a quick update here to show everybody. I've got 4 records to show. This past weekend I was able to meet up with Rob from Northern Revolutions to a local record show in his city, which is about a 45-minute drive from here. Rob and I attended the show last year and had a good time, and about a week ago or so before the show, Rob texted me just to remind me that the show was coming up and he was planning on going, and if I was interested in meeting up again with him this year at the show. And as luck would have it, my schedule was free, so headed out to his town for the show. They had a 9:30 opening for their early bird 1 hour for $20. Neither of us were interested in that, so we met up for 10:30 just for the regular public opening, $5 to get in, and had a great time. We both ran out of money really quickly, so I guess that's a successful show. So I'll show you what I got here. I was able to buy 5 records at the show. I'm gonna show you 3 here today in this video, because 2 of them were Elvis LPs, but I am planning on doing an Elvis update in the next week or 2, depending on a couple of packages that I'm still waiting on. So I'm gonna set those aside to include that in a video, hopefully in the next week or 2. So I've got 3 records to show you here, plus 1 VCLT, which Rob graciously gifted me. After the show, we were kind of walking back to the cars, and we were discussing a place to eat when Rob actually pulled out this album, which he bought at the show, which was still sealed. It's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet, but really looking forward to it. This is Concertos and Serenades by Adam Baldwin. He's a Canadian artist from the Maritimes. If you know Rob and his channel, you've probably seen this album shown 2 or 3 times. This is highly regarded by Rob. Adam is a Canadian indie artist, but he says that this album is folk rock. So Adam Baldwin, really looking forward to give this a spin. Thank you, Rob, once again for gifting me this. Very generous of you, and I'm looking forward to giving it a spin. Okay, so for the first of the 3 that I have is a soundtrack of an album called, or a film, sorry, called A Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. And this was a film from 1983. The film actually features, you can see there, probably make that out, that's David Bowie. I've never actually seen the film, but the soundtrack is by Ryuichi Sakamoto from Japan, who was, he passed away in the last year or 2, rest in peace. He was a Japanese artist and composer, well known for being one of the original members in YMO, or Yellow Magic Orchestra. Sakamoto did many soundtracks. This is no exception, where most are instrumental and ambient type music. This particular soundtrack, though, there are 3, maybe 4 tracks with vocals on them. Most notably is the last song on side 2, which is called Forbidden Colors, which has vocals from David Sylvian, which of course, who of course was from the band Japan. So looking forward to listening to this and actually watching the film. I've never again have seen the film from 1983. Love to see it. It's a Canadian pressing. It's just a fairly plain white label on Virgin. See if I can go this way. There you go. Still battling light in this room, so thank you for your patience. So yeah, this was a great pickup. It was interesting because I was talking to the vendor that I purchased it from, and he said he also had never seen the film. He didn't know who Sakamoto was, so I kind of chatted with him a little bit about who he was, and he admitted that this record was actually with him for quite a number of years, and he was never able to unload it. So I think we were both happy that I took it home with me. So that was a great find. The last two albums that I have here, both were originally released in 1969. The first is Chapter 3 by Manfred Mann, an album that I almost never find. This is a Canadian pressing on Polydor, 1970 reissue. Decent shape, and this is just on the red Polydor label. So very happy to add Chapter 3 to the Manfred Mann collection. And the last one that I have, this was the first album that I actually found in the day. Probably it was the first booth, this one and the Manfred Mann albums I found in the same box at the same vendor. This one I've never seen in person. The vendor was able to take $10 off, which I was happy, of course. This is the self-titled debut from Aorta. And again, originally released in 1969. This is a reissue on Columbia. Gatefold. I'm not sure when this was actually reissued. It is, of course, the probably early to mid 80s Columbia reissue. It's just the red labels there with the yellow font, I think, that we're all familiar with. I'm presuming from the 80s. I was able to locate an entry in Discogs for this, but of course the release date of the reissue wasn't noted, so it will remain a mystery. But I've never seen this in the wild, and it's a really neat copy too. These guys are psyche prog rock, so very happy to find this at the record show. And that was it. The two Elvis ones you'll see in the near future, and I want to thank everybody for watching the video here. I want to thank Rob once again for reaching out and organizing the day. Once again, it was a great time. We had lunch out at a local pub afterwards, a great conversation, and it was great to catch up with Rob and, of course, talk music. So thanks again, everybody. I hope you're doing well, and until next time, bye for now.